Why are
Now
we
it's
hearing
okay.
something? Why are we hearing something that I said 5 minutes ago?
Because it was playing.
That is bizarre. Okay.
So I'm here now.
Okay, great. Great. And
How are you doing,
I'm
actually?
doing I'm doing fine, and we are recording. So if we don't get a good recording, it's not going to be because I didn't push the button. So anyway, okay. So welcome everyone to our talk about hypnosis and about gaining confidence in hypnosis. I'm joined here by my friend Nicole Wackernagel in Wiel, Switzerland. You're at the office there, aren't you?
Yeah, I
see
am, right.
I see your certificate over your left shoulder there. Okay. So anyway, and Nicole has a hypnotherapy practice there in Wiel, Switzerland. And so the purpose of this, we got talking a few weeks ago about problems that some hypnotists have. And one of the problems that we discussed was a lot of hypnotists have trouble gaining confidence. They go out and they take their class and they become hypnotherapists or hypnotists, but for some reason they're still not confident in their abilities to hypnotize and to do hypnotherapy, which can be a problem, right?
Absolutely.
So it's funny. I've taught in many different countries, and this confidence problem crops up in every country that I visited, but in some countries it's not as bad as it is in others.
So
I'd say
which
a lot
country?
of, well, I think the countries where there is a heavier requirement, education requirement, I think it's not quite as bad because they get a lot more schooling. So that's going to help them with their confidence a bit. I think countries where hypnosis is maybe a little bit better accepted, the confidence issue isn't quite as, I mean, but it is a problem in every country that I've visited, everyone. It always comes up. How can I become more confident as a hypnotist?
I think it hangs also together with a picture that people, or most of the people of this country have. I mean, we spoke about the last time about Bible Belt and other countries where people think about hypnosis pretty.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, that comes down to you're always going to be a far more effective hypnotist if you're hypnotizing people that want to be hypnotized and who are not afraid of hypnosis. And yeah, so like you say, in the Bible Belt, it can be a problem because people are frightened or they feel that they've been told that it's evil or something like that. And that's not just Bible Belt, right? That could be anyone from a religion where they're suspicious of hypnosis. So yeah, so that's a problem. I mean, if you're working with somebody who's afraid, then you need to do some things. You need to work harder to make them feel comfortable about hypnosis.
I think also it hangs together with, mostly I experience in my office, a lot of people have a false picture of hypnosis, what it is and what it is not. And then also it has an impact of us as hypnotists, of hypnotherapists, that we feel not that confident. I think it hangs all together probably. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle because if they're frightened and you see that, and that kind of erodes your confidence a bit, and then if you are not able to educate them on hypnosis and make them feel comfortable, then that's going to make it more difficult for you to hypnotize them. Yeah, it's a bad cycle there. I mean, obviously, one of the things that we do is we educate them and make them feel comfortable as quickly as possible. You know, we do a good pre-brief before the session begins. We work really hard at establishing rapport using various neurolinguistic programming techniques and other techniques so that they feel comfortable. And because most of the people that we hypnotize in our office have never been hypnotized before. I mean, do you ask people when they come in if they've ever been hypnotized before?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah,
and
always.
How often did they say, "Oh yeah, sure"?
It's, I would say about 10%, 15%, something like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
it's pretty good.
Yeah, because the ones that come to me, I'm thinking it's about 3%.
Okay.
So, but at any rate, it's the minority. Most of the clients that we see have never been hypnotized. So what do they know about hypnosis? They know what they've seen on television, and they know what they've seen in the movies, you know, with Svengali and that sort of thing. So, I mean, who could blame them for being for being a little bit nervous? And then you see the nervousness, and then you begin to wonder, is this going to be a hard one for me to hypnotize?
Exactly.
Yeah. And another thing, I don't know about you, but I think the thing that made me more confident as a hypnotist, other than doing the street hypnosis, was seeing lots of clients.
Yeah, but that's not easy, because when you have, I think it's not easy to have a lot of clients in the beginning.
No, it's not. It's not. And so that's why people have trouble. That's why people have trouble with their confidence. I mean, I guess if you could train everybody properly and then drop them into a practice where they were seeing at least 6 clients a day, it wouldn't take them too long to get confident, but that's not going to happen. Most people, they start out their hypnotherapy practice and they just see a couple of clients. Well, most people only see a couple clients a month. That's the reality. In my travels, this is universal. Very few hypnotists hypnotize a lot of people. And so, of course, they're not going to gain confidence. So we have to find other ways to get them confident in hypnotizing people.
What do you think, what is important for a newbie to, I mean, I look back on my last years, what it was important for me. How about you?
Well, I think really good training is essential. Because if you don't have the basic skills, then no matter how much you practice, you're not going to get very good. So, and a lot of people, either they didn't learn the basic skills properly, or some of them, they've just forgotten some things that maybe was things that were taught to them in the class, but they've forgotten. Some people have picked up some bad habits with hypnosis. And so that's one thing that's pretty easy to fix. You get these people together and you show them little tricks that make some of these really effective inductions even more effective. And when they know the tricks, then they feel more confident in their ability to hypnotize. Some of them, they just didn't learn these things. And some of these are kind of advanced, some of the tricks to make the Dave Ellman induction much more effective, or to make an instant induction so much more effective. So that's one thing that you can do to make a hypnotist more confident.
I think what it helps also are different techniques, not only one, but different ones. Because when things are going wrong, then you have all other possibilities to play with and to get flexible. That's what I experienced.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, and not just with inductions, also with therapy. I mean, it's funny. I do quite a bit of age regression, and sometimes one technique won't work, and it's nice to have several to go back to. I have one technique with regression that I only use probably once or twice a year. But when I use it, I mean, when I need it, it's great to have it. So yeah, it's, and most hypnotists, of course, they they maybe have a basic set of skills to use, and so you feel a lot more confident when you have a big sack of techniques to use in situations where the client is having a little bit of difficulty responding to your normal techniques. So that makes you more confident too. That's a good one.
When you began when you began with doing hypnosis, what was also a point to help you to get more confidence? More confidence.
I think one of the things that I did was I found opportunities to hypnotize people.
Where?
Well, one is Meetup. I started a hypnosis meetup, and one of the things they say that when you teach, it helps you learn it even better, because you really have to look at the technique in a different way. When you explain it to somebody, it kind of solidifies the knowledge in your own head. So the meetup was really good for me and good for getting practice. But of course, the meetup has to be run in a proper way, because if it's not, then you don't get the practice, and then you don't get the confidence. So that was one thing. But of course, the street hypnosis too. Go ahead. You were gonna.
But the thing is, with meetups, often is it like when you not have enough practice, you cannot start a meetup. I would say you have to have some experience by yourself to start a meetup. What do you think about that?
Well, actually, I'd say that any hypnotist who has had some training could easily start a meetup.
Okay.
And then what you do is you invite your fellow students, but then also you get other people who are just interested in hypnosis, and you get a wide variety of people coming in who really want to be hypnotized and really want to learn hypnosis. So yeah, I'd say anybody who had a decent training class could easily start a meetup. But you have to make sure it doesn't turn into a gab fest, and there are ways to make sure that people get the practice.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Of course, doing the street hypnosis, doing the demonstrational hypnosis has been a big confidence booster for me, and I know for you too. but you need to know how to do that too, because like, for instance, most people don't know that I am not really an outgoing, not outgoing. I'm an introvert. And so one of the more difficult things for me was to get people to do street hypnosis, to approach strangers and ask them, do you want to get hypnotized? So because of that, because I'm naturally shy, I had to come up with tricks to get that done. Using the signs, using the hypnotize a friend trick, getting people to help you with a project. I've come up with all these different tricks to get people to do hypnosis with me, just because I'm shy, and they work really well.
Great.
So, but doing the street hypnosis though is a great aid to becoming more confident as a hypnotist.
I think many people are struggling with exactly the same thing that you said before. They're like not directly shy, but just a little bit careful, and it is a challenge to go just on the street and hypnotize people. I mean, it's really a challenge.
Yeah.
So, and I think it helps to know that you had also you were struggling too. So.
Yeah, it's and so I had to come up with ways to do it, and yeah, these ways they work really, really well. So yeah, but the confidence though, that's
I think. Sorry, no, go on. That's okay.
All right. Another thing is recognizing what's going on with the person that you want to hypnotize. Identifying the subtle signs that tell you that you're succeeding, you're doing well, that the client is you're getting them where they need to go. Yeah, recognizing those subtleties is another thing that's great in gaining confidence. Another thing is the noticing the clues that this is somebody that you really shouldn't be hypnotizing at all. I mean, if you get a client in your office, there are some things that they might say that should tell you they're not quite ready yet, and you need to do some more convincing before you do the trance. I mean, you can explain hypnosis to them and think they're ready to get hypnotized, but if you miss something, some subtle little clue from the client, you jump right into the hypnosis and maybe they don't go into trance. But if you see the clue, then you know, I need to do some more convincing with this person. This person is not comfortable yet. And so it's not the right time to start the hypnosis.
I think it's really important.
Yeah.
To know these signs and to learn to really look at the person. Really, like, how do you say it in English?
Look at them, observe. Yeah.
Oh, observe. That was the word. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, another thing, I don't know if you've ever encountered this. I've only encountered this a few times, but it's weird. I've had clients come into me and they say these words. They say, I really believe in hypnosis. And when I've heard those words, they've been problem clients.
Oh, really?
Yes. Wow. I don't know why, but the person, I've had it just a few times where the person said to me, I really believe in hypnosis, and they'd never been hypnotized before. And I'm thinking, you know, because the first time it happened, this person said, I really believe in hypnosis. And I think they went into a very light trance and it wasn't a very good session. And the person turned out not to be a very good client. And then somebody else came in and said that to me. And by golly, that person turned out to be an awful client. And I thought, what is going on here? The person has never been hypnotized, but tells me he or she really believes in hypnosis. And then they turn out to be an awful subject. It was weird.
And you didn't find out why?
No.
What was the point?
No. I did not. It was just weird. Now, some of the more experienced people out there might say, well, yeah, well, maybe then the next time you hear that, then you put it in your mind that this is not going to be a good client. So,
that's also not good, because then you have all you say it will be not a good client, and that's not not positive, actually.
Exactly. So yeah, that's kind of strange. So I haven't had somebody say that to me in a couple of years. So maybe next time somebody says it to me, I'll make a point that that means nothing. That means absolutely nothing. and see if that person turns out to be good.
The thing in my office is often that people say, I don't think I'm really good in hypnosis. I don't go in hypnosis really easy. And you know what? Yeah, the best subjects as clients.
Sometimes they are the best. And then what about the tricks to use with the television reporters, you know, the ones that I know. I told you about this one, and it's happened a couple of times when I was on television, and the reporter would say something like, well, I'm not sure I can go into hypnosis. And then I tell them, well, I found that creative people tend to be really good at going into hypnosis, you know? So, and also that intelligence, because they got the cameraman there too. And I said, normally the more intelligent you are, the better you are at going into hypnosis. So now I put some pressure on this reporter. And if she doesn't go into hypnosis, she's she's going to look like she's not creative, and she's going to look like she's not intelligent. And I know.
You are mean.
At least I know I'm going to get cooperation from that person. You know, they're not going to fight me. And you know, I mean, just about everybody can go into hypnosis, but I don't want to hypnotize a reporter on camera and have them fight me. Because if they fight me, yeah, they can stay out of hypnosis. But that's not what I want.
Exactly.
That doesn't look good on television. but it's and then the reporter, what was it? Was it in Netherlands? I think it was in Netherlands. I had a reporter who I walked him through a test. And I mean, I honestly, I was not sure if he was going to fight me or not, but I didn't want to take a chance. And so I said, well, let me just walk you through some tests. See, so I'm, you know, I think I've got a tough subject on my hands. So I needed to be careful because I didn't want him to fight me on camera. So what I did was I walked him through some tests and then did a disguised induction. So there was no way I was going to fail. If he didn't go into hypnosis, then all that would have happened, that just meant that he didn't do well in the test, because not too many. What I did was.
No. What is a disguised induction? I didn't understand that.
Put him through a suggestibility test, and then moved from the suggestibility test into the induction.
Okay.
And so the next thing he knew, he was in a trance. You know, I later found out, it was sneaky, but I had to use a lot of tricks with him. But you know, it's I was confident. But I was confident because I had all these tricks, all these tools to use, which most hypnotists don't know. So, so we will. I forgot to mention. So we on Wednesday night, right? Wednesday night we're going to do a free talk.
Right.
So.
Wednesday night, the 20th of April, in Frauenfeld, in the Hotel Blumenstein.
Okay. So anyone in New Zealand that wants to fly in. And it'll be a 2-hour talk. It's like you say, it's 7 p.m., 2 or 3 hours. We'll see. And we're going to talk about tricks for hypnotists to become more confident. But also we're going to have people there who aren't even hypnotists. They're just interested in hypnosis. They want to see it. They want to experience it. So we'll have them there. And we don't have, I think you've got about 17 or 18 people signed up, and we can only take 25. Yeah. So where is I'll tell you what, I will. Do you have the link, Nicole, to the free talk?
Yes, I could put it up. Wait a minute.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what, Nicole, don't worry about it. What we'll do is I'll put it in after the fact. And then when this gets posted on Facebook, I hope, if we got a good recording, when this gets posted on Facebook, then we can do it. Yeah, because I think
that's a good idea.
Maybe that was the problem with why it was still processing last time. I don't know.
What do you think people can expect when they come to our meeting and the months later to the seminar? What do you think? What is the expectations?
I think that we'll teach them. They'll walk away. They'll walk away with some information that they can use to be more confident hypnotists. That's for sure. We're also going to teach them some of the intricacies of a couple of inductions to make them feel more confident, because they'll know these tricks that make the inductions work so well. So yeah, we're definitely going to have them walk away more confident. Now, the ones that want to take the class is a month after that, and if they want to take that class, then they'll be super confident. By the way, anybody who's watching this, if you wanna click that tell a little bird thing, just to tell people to look for the replay, we'd appreciate it, just so other people can watch our talk here. Let's see. So yeah, but anybody who comes to the free talk is definitely going to get some good information on one, hypnotizing people, and two, feeling more confident in your hypnotizing. And we're going to be doing some practice too. So a lot of practice. So if you want to get some practice in, or if you just have never been hypnotized before and you'd like to learn what it feels like, this is a good thing to do. We've been at the Hotel Blumenstein before. It's a nice place. It's a really nice room upstairs, and we'll be doing this in both English and in German. So if you don't speak English, don't worry about it, because I've been teaching Nicole German, and she speaks German pretty well now.
How about you?
Ja говорю по-русски. But yeah, so that will be fun. So what else can we? Oh, another thing. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about how to choose people to hypnotize. Yeah, how do you find? I mean, because if you want to give talks in front of groups, and that's the best way to get people into your office, you need to know how to pick good people to hypnotize. So that, now Nicole's really good at this, and I know you've been doing a lot of talks to groups, and that's a lot of people know you now just because of these talks to groups you've been giving. So that was, and what was it you gave the talk to the first responders? Was that about a month or two ago? The ambulance.
Yeah, that was in December, okay. Actually.
And
December, and recently I had a talk with another school, with a group, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
You can see that on my videos.
Yes. Check out Nicole's hypnosis videos. They're really good.
You know what? I learned it from someone.
Everybody learns something from someone. So, but anyway, so yeah, so
they will learn how to pick the best subjects. Or you want to talk now about that?
We can talk a little bit about that. When you're giving a demonstration, it would be really embarrassing if you gave your demonstration and it didn't work, and that would be really bad. It's never happened to me, but the reason why it's never happened to me is because I'm always careful to pick the best people. And so just a couple of tips. One is that it's good to meet the people as they come in. Meet the people and find out who's been hypnotized before, because a hypnotist knows that somebody who has been hypnotized before is always going to be easier to hypnotize than somebody who's a complete newbie. So maybe you meet them and ask them outright, have you ever been hypnotized before? Or ask the group. I don't suppose anybody out there has ever been hypnotized before. And if somebody smiles and nods, you put them on your target list. That's one of the people that I want to ask to come up. Now, one thing you need to look at is, even though they've been hypnotized before, if you ask them to come up and they don't want to, leave them alone. Don't force them, because if you force them to come up, there's a good chance they're not going to go into hypnosis for you. So you need to know how to spot the people that don't want to come up. I don't fail very often. It's very rare. I never in a demonstration, but on the street, when I was doing street hypnosis, I would sometimes have somebody that either wouldn't go into hypnosis or would only go in to a very shallow depth. And one of the reasons for that is I would try very hard to convince people to do hypnosis who weren't interested in doing hypnosis. And when you do that, obviously you're setting yourself up to fail. So don't beg people to do hypnosis with you. If you ask them and they're not interested, then that's fine. Don't move on. There are plenty of other people that want to be hypnotized. So that's kind of important. Another thing in identifying people who want to be hypnotized or don't want to is don't choose people that sit in the back of the room in the corners, and don't choose people that are sitting near the door, because they're near the door so they can escape if you get boring or something. They're not good subjects. You want the people that are up front, that are smiling and nodding and that sort of thing. They tend to be better. People in the middle of the room are better than the people on the edges of the room. But they're go ahead.
I did once when I had not a lecture, but I had to talk about hypnosis with a group of people. And the funny thing was that somebody came to me and said, "Hey, he's a good subject." I was really in the beginning, "This is a good subject. You have to hypnotize him." You know what? I failed. But I knew it was not not about me.
You were
but
already
it was interesting.
confident, so you were, you weren't going to be crushed by that. But somebody who's not confident would be.
No.
And so what we need to do is we need to get them confident, so that once in a while, every hypnotist will fail. But I had a failure. What was it, about a year and a half ago? I was at a casino and we were just hypnotizing customers, and I had a woman who really, I violated one of my own rules. She wasn't very interested, but I just wanted to get the show going. One, she wasn't interested, and two, she was drunk. I mean, really drunk. Oh, really drunk. So I began the induction, and she wasn't following my instructions. And I went about halfway through the Dave Ellman induction when it finally decided, you know what? You picked the wrong person, because she's drunk and she doesn't even want to do this. So I excused her. But, but if I had followed my own rules, which we'll discuss in the free talk, if I had followed my own rules, I never would have had trouble, because I never would have worked with that woman. But it was, also, there's a trick that somebody taught me years ago. If you ask somebody to come up and they come up with their drink, not a good sign.
But you know how it works, hypnosis and alcohol.
Yes.
You know that.
Yeah, we'd talk a little bit about that too. Yeah, alcohol can be a good thing, and not when the hypnotist is drinking. No, that's not what we're talking about. But the difference is in that experiment, though. In that experiment, we had all willing people. So she was drunk and unwilling.
That's another thing, I think. Yeah, could be.
So, but anyway. So that's what we'll do. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. And so once again, we're going to do we're going to do a free talk on Wednesday the 20th. Wednesday the 20th at 7 p.m. at the Hotel Blumenstein in Frauenfeld, Switzerland, for anybody flying in. And the train station is right across the street, so that's good. And yeah, we're gonna talk about how to become more confident as a hypnotist, and we're gonna be doing practice inductions too. Yes, sorry.
You wanna talk? Just give a short message about the meeting we have a month later.
Oh yeah.
Weekend and the semi.
The course is. I'll call up my calendar here. Okay. Yeah, the 27th through the 29th of May. Also at the Hotel Blumenstein in Frauenfeld. Masterclass. Okay. Yep. This is the one. Okay. So like I say, it's 27 through 29 May, and I will put a link to the class along with this recording. So, but definitely they'll be learning instant hypnosis. Definitely they'll be learning how to get more confident as a hypnotist, and definitely they're going to learn how to pick the best people that are going to be the ones that are going to go deepest into hypnosis. So, but there will be other things they will be learning, and that's why we're going to get the input from them. Maybe we get some input from the people that come to the free talk. I hope so. And then everybody who attends gets the 3 DVD set of instant and rapid inductions, and they're going to get how to deepen the trance. Actually they'll be getting a digital version of it, and then also how to do 15 different inductions. So they'll be getting almost $300 worth of free video lessons just for coming to the course. So that's 27 through 29 May. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was trying to read the German and figure out what was on here. And
I thought that. That's why I thought, okay, right. Now I have to help you.
Internationale anerkannter Hypnotiseur, Hypnotherapeut. Die schnellste Hypnotiseur der Welt. Yeah, that's me. Schnellster Hypnotiseur der Welt. Yeah. So when Schlaf, or when we're in Switzerland, Schlaf. Yes.
Exactly.
See, that's the beauty of instant inductions, because you only need one word. So if you learn how to say sleep in 27 different languages, you can hypnotize people in 27 different countries.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, all right, Nicole. So anything you want to add before we wrap this up? Okay.
No,
all right,
I'm
great.
fine. That's
Giving
okay.
more clients today?
No, I have my weekend now.
Excellent, excellent. Well, it's raining here. I don't know what it's doing about you, but rain.
It's also raining, and I'm looking forward to a relaxing weekend. How about you?
We're going to have a relaxing weekend. Not going to go anywhere this weekend because the weather's so bad. But then I will see you. I will see you Wednesday. All right, you take care, my friend. All right. Hopefully, all right. Okay. Say a little prayer that we got a recording here. All right, bye-bye.
I will.